Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of Random Fandom with the Jocks of all trades. I am Luke. This is Brad. We are missing Kyle today, so rip, but we are going to press on because the show must go on, and we're all theater kids at heart. So, today we're doing something a little fun, a little geeky, a little nerdy. We're doing top 5 with honorable mentions. Favorite Star Wars lines. And these are just ones that can either be funny to us or have some meaning to us. So we're going to have a fun time. So, Brad, why don't you get us started?
I would love to. And my brain shut off because we haven't done this for a while, so I had to think about how we're doing it. Five. So the prequels, it's a hot mess of politics and just bad screenplay. But I'm famous for a certain character impression. I know that Kyle's cringing listening to this because he knows what it is too. So does Jesse. Watto. I have to put it on there because it's just so funny to me. Andy, little Andy. I hate that Watto always sounds like he's constipated. Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had to throw it in there. It's just funny. I like pulling it out. It's great. So there you go.
Yeah, that's fun. Okay. For me, my number 5, also going to the prequels, but going to probably the consensus best one of the prequels, number 3, Revenge of the Sith. There's just something about the change in Palpatine's voice when he finally drops the facade to, somebody outside of Anakin.
Yep.
And it's like, Master Windu, I'm so glad you could be here to go on. It's like, finally, it's like, you're under arrest. Are you threatening me, Master Jedi?
Jedi.
Yes, the Senate shall decide your fate. And then I am the Senate. No, and see, there's just that, and then you're like, okay, well, we know where this is going, and before we know it, there are like 3 dead Jedi. So no, that moment is just, it gets memed so often, so it had to be in the top 5 somewhere. Oh well, we there's something Brad needs to grab.
Okay, I'm good. I got it. I need to do this for later. Okay.
Oh, okay. Okay, gotcha. All right. Why don't you give us your number 4 pick, Brad?
I will. The Mandalorian was groundbreaking. It really brought us back to what makes Star Wars interesting, is that kind of like weird, you never know where you're going to end up, just like space drama instead of space politics. So one of my favorite characters from that whole show has to be IG-11, dude. He's just great. There were a couple lines that I had to pick through, but I think the one that meant the most to me was Mando was kind of threatening him like, hey, what are you doing here? Like, didn't I just kill you? And he goes, I am no longer a hunter. I am a nurse droid. I was like, oh, he good. I like him. He's a good guy. I did want to do the there's no need to be sad. I was never alive in the first place, but I'm like, wow, that's really edgy. I don't think I want to go with that. But yeah. That was also a good moment too. But IG-11 is a beast. I love him, especially watching him beat the crap out of the 2 scout troopers that were beating up Baby Yoda. That was fun. So
yes, very, very true. Very, very true. Yes. All right. For my number 4, again, a very memeable line from Revenge of the Sith. You have the iconic and just massive duel between Anakin and Obi-Wan over the lava, and they jump down and they're fighting on the lava. Then Obi-Wan jumps to the shore of the lava river and says the iconic line, "It's over, Anakin! I have the high ground!" And it just starts this whole thing. By the way, never mind. I'll tell you about it later. But no, that's a great line that just is just so meme worthy, and it's been done so many different ways. At this point in the movie, you're just quoting the movie as it's playing to you. So that's why it's funny to me. Anyway, your number 3.
My number 3. Listen, there's lots of good Vader lines that I could have picked. But I think the one I always liked as a kid growing up was just watching how ruthless he was before we got the prequels, before we got like all kinds of stuff. Like it started with him just being BA in the original trilogy. And my favorite thing was, I'm going to go and explain myself to Lord Vader and ask for an apology. To which we see him drop dead next. Apology accepted, Captain Nita.
Yeah. Yeah, no. Empire Strikes Back was when Vader just decided to kick it up a notch.
Yep. Oh, it kills me. I was like, oh, he really just did that. Like he really smoked this man. Yeah. Vader. I had to have a Vader line, but there were a lot of Vader lines I could have chose. But that just like that. Like, oh
yes, I've got one in my list. I've got one Vader line in my list, and as you were talking, I remembered another one, and I had to change it. So
it's all good. Yep.
Yeah. All right. But for my number 3, we're gonna move away from Darth Vader and go to his basically arch nemesis Obi-Wan. It's again so meme worthy, but it's 2 words. Hello there. Because he says it. It's really funny because he says it in episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, to General Grievous. And then stop, Brad. And then he says it in A New Hope to R2-D2. He brings it back, even though they were filmed out of order. But I just thought it's a really fun callback whenever you watch A New Hope. You hear hello there, and you're like, yep, that's Obi-Wan. So that's a fun
little one. Don't be afraid. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no. Alec Guinness was great as Obi-Wan, the OG Obi-Wan.
Yes.
All right. Your number 2.
Speaking of Alec Guinness, couldn't have a top 5 without an Obi-Wan line. This is my long one, but it has to be said together for it to really hit. It's the first time he's really explaining the Force to Luke and really getting Luke to understand. And the Force is what gives the Jedi his power. It's an energy field created by all living things. It surrounds us and penetrates us. It binds the galaxy together. And it's just like that small little weird Alec Guinness like line. It's like, oh, like this is bigger than just like some mystical force. Like Han was like, it's hokey religions. But, like you're really starting to get like, oh, this is kind of like spiritual in a sense too. Like it's beyond just, oh, it's cool powers. Like it really binds the whole galaxy together. And it's part of you. It's part of me. Once you embrace the Force, you really start to live. And I really love that line. I do.
Yeah, no, that's a great line.
Yeah.
That's a great line. Me, for my number 2, I'm going to go more funny this route. You mentioned Han Solo kind of being like, oh, it's just a bunch of baloney. Well, I'm going to go to another line of his in Empire Strikes Back when he and Leia are arguing in Luke's hospital room, where he's getting treated. And something that Leia says really makes Chewbacca start laughing, and he just starts chuckling. And Han just slowly turns around, looks at him, and goes, Laugh it up, fuzzball. And now, whenever me or my brother are roasting each other, the other one will just turn at the other one and just be like, yeah, laugh it up, fuzzball. So it's a fun little line that we have going with each other.
I was really close to putting in, I'd rather kiss a Wookiee. That can be arranged.
No, it's like, I think he says, I can arrange that.
Yes, you're right.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, no, that's a funny line that I laugh every time I hear that line. Laugh it up, fuzzball.
Yep.
So, all right, let's go to honorable mentions. Brad, take it away.
Great. I have 3 because I like to cheat. So one of my favorite improv lines in all of Star Wars is just hilarious. Can you recall back to the scene where they're trying to get Leia and they're in the detention block and they just shot everything and they're calling up and they're trying to get a hold of somebody. We had a reactor leak here. He's just like everything. That's not what was improv. What was improv is amazing because he says we're all good here. How are you? We're sitting in a spot of boring conversation anyways. It's just so funny that he just ad-libbed, how are you? I think that's what set off the whole, like, they know something's not right.
Yeah, no. It's a great line. It's a great line. I love it.
It's just so funny.
It is. It is.
My second one, I have to do a serious one because I love it. And Obi-Wan and Yoda really take us into, like, what the Force really is in the original trilogy. So I didn't feel like typing this all out, so I just looked it up. But I have to do the let's see if I can do it. Oh, I can't do it. No, I can't. Size matters not. Look at me. Judge me by my size, do you? And well, you should not. For my ally is the Force. And a powerful ally it is. Life creates it. Makes it grow. Its energy surrounds us and binds us. And he like goes on this whole like, this is like the Force. Like, I guess I just like the description of what the Force is before we just made it like really cool, like flippy. Like I can do a cool flip and hit you with a lightsaber. Like it was more than that in the original trilogy.
I'll try spinning. That's a good trick.
Exactly. That's what kills me. But I have to do the OG line that I'm sure, again, you, Kyle, and Jesse are cringing about.
Oh, no.
So I'll be very quick about my wardrobe change here.
Oh, no.
Execute order 66.
No, it's an iconic line. It's an iconic line because so much of Star Wars revolves around it.
Rise, like Lord Vader.
No, it's like, here's the thing. That whole Order 66 scene in Revenge of the Sith hits so much harder when like you've seen the Clone Wars.
Yes, it's true.
Yeah, because first because when you first watch it, you're just like, oh, isn't that sad? But then you're watching it a little bit later, and you're like, all of these people that and you're just like, no, not like that, no. Yeah.
Bad Batch made it really sad too because you got to see it from clone perspective.
Yes.
Not everybody liked it. Everybody was just like, oh, let's kill the Jedi. Everybody felt guilty. Like it was just rough.
Unless they were already chipped at that point. I'm not sure. I would have to go back.
No, even some of the guys that were chipped felt guilty about it.
Yeah.
It was the squad that was on Ryloth towards the end of like Bad Batch. They felt guilty. And I was like, man, like they were loyal. They did exactly what they were supposed to do, but they didn't like it. Like that's I like that instead of just they're mindless killers. Like
Yeah, no, that's very good. Okay, I've only got 2 honorable mentions. So you have your Yoda impression. Let's see how poorly mine goes.
Mine was bad too.
No, do or do not. There is no try.
I mean, it's horrible, but
no, that was pretty good.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so but no, do or do not. There is no try. That belongs on an inspirational poster somewhere, like one of those big poster things, like with Yoda's picture and then the text underneath on the wall. It's like do or do not. There is no try. Like the big word, like perseverance underneath. But no, it's one of those things that you always think about, and it's like, okay, you hear that, and I'm like, okay, I'm ready to go climb a mountain. I'm ready to go run through a brick wall.
Right.
Let's go do this thing. So that's really fun.
And then you seen the meme for what they say about like this is why he says that? Oh, no. I think Luke was asking him like, why is it Master Yoda? And he goes, last time try didn't go well. And then it flashes back to Mustafar. Don't try it. And then it shows Anakin without legs and an arm just.
Oh, God.
Do or do not. There is no try.
Do or do not. Yeah, no, that's true. That's true. And then my other honorable mention, it's one that this character tends to say a lot, but every time he says it, it's very, very impactful. So hold on, let me get.
That's pretty good too.
So no, just every time Chewbacca speaks, it's just like, this is hilarious. So no, anytime Chewbacca talks. So yeah, that's my honorable mention. All right, we are to the gold medalists, the number one picks. Brad,
Yeah, sorry.
what is
Thanks.
your number one?
So I did a lot of serious, which I'm not sure you expected. But I'm gonna break that with my favorite thing that came out of the new sequels.
No.
He had a couple good lines, but I couldn't decide which one I wanted until just now. Because of course he does droid go blink blink. And then
No.
yeah, you know where I'm going with this. Hey! But listen, Babu Frick is a legend. And I have to go with the droid is ready. Like this, just the way it was said, I was like, who let you voice this character? It's just
Kathleen Kennedy.
Yes, unfortunately, yes. But it's just funny. Every time he's on the screen, it makes me laugh because that was probably one of the better parts of 9. So yeah, that's right.
Yeah, really though. Okay. All right. For mine, I'm also going to go kind of a funny route, but it's funny from a source that you'd never think. It's if you remember Rogue One. Personally, I love that movie, but just the power and the terror that this line is supposed to convey, but also the hilarity, the combination of all of it, I just don't get. Be careful not to choke on your aspirations, director. And just like, oh, so Vader's giving puns out now. I don't know whether or not to laugh or crap my pants.
He is a dad. Dad jokes are appropriate.
No, that's what he was doing. And it's like, I don't know whether or not to be terrified or hysterical, because that was a very, very good line. And it's one of the more BA lines for Darth Vader. And I love it. Just that whole last scene in Rogue One with Darth Vader. I'm like,
oh yeah, the hallway scene.
Yes. Oh my word. It's like, I've been waiting way too long to see this.
Also, okay, I got to make a comment on that too. Do you realize how long he would have had to stand there? You didn't hear him. You know what you always hear? You always hear his breathing. How he would have had to turn off his life support for the drama. Just the drama of turning it back on and going like what Vader won't do for drama. Let's go even further. At the end, when the ship leaves, is there wind in space? Do we remember when
maybe there's like an air vacuum kind of thing going on?
Maybe, but
because you have to have nobody else in the ship, and if the door is open, I mean that air could be being sucked out into the void of space.
Right, but it would have gone out instead of in. Like it goes towards him. First of all, second of all, none of the stormtroopers like get knocked back. It's just Vader's cape just billowing, watching the Tantive 4. I'm like, dude, you're so dramatic. You're using the Force to blow your cape.
He's using the Force to wave his cape.
Exactly. Like what Vader won't do for drama.
Oh, no, it's very true. It's very true. And then you have and then you think about, I mean, it's supposed to directly take place right in front of 4. You think of the next time you see the character and he's walking through like smoke. It's like, where'd the smoke come from? Smoke machine you have in the back.
Yep.
And he walks in. It's like everything is white around him. It's like the stormtroopers are white. The walls of the ship are white. The helmets that the rebels are wearing are white. And then here comes just this mass of black to contrast everything. And so, no, I'm just like, yeah, no. What won't Vader do for drama? So, nope, very true. Yep. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this has been a very fun Star Wars-y episode of Random Fandom. We hope that you've enjoyed. I'm Luke. This is Brad, and we will see all y'all on the next episode. Bye-bye.